you guys, welcome back to the I Did It First podcast. I'm Riley.
And I'm Anna.
And we're here with our producer, Kenny.
Hey, I'm here. I'm just in the shadows today.
And I don't have headphones on today because my mom broke them in a rage in one of her episodes.
They were working. You touched them, and then they stopped working.
I wish I could see the soundboard now. No, she broke them while I was wearing them because she said I looked too cute on it.
The funny thing is, people that know already knew that you're so full of it right now, so they just love to watch what that looks like.
I love telling my mom I love whatever's wrong with you. Like, you can still say some stuff that's so... I said something today when we were getting ready to come over. What was I asking about?
The Cannes Film Festival. And you're like, wait, how do you say that? And I was like, I think it's Cannes. And she's like, oh, yeah, I was just there.
I was like, I remember.
What? She's like, yeah, I just came from there. Like right now. Like, and I was like, I love what's wrong with your brain when you just come in like you're off your rocker.
I love it. I just think I'll forever be like, you know how toddlers are just drunk adults, like little drunk adults?
They're amazing like that.
Yes. Actually, my boyfriend the other day, he's like, I literally cannot imagine you drunk. He's like,
no. I
think you act like you're drunk all the time. Like, you're just funny and crazy and outgoing, silly. And you literally don't need alcohol.
No.
Which that is the biggest compliment. At first, the way he said it, I was like, wait. He's like, I cannot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we had friends that said that. Remember? They always used to joke
it,
and they'd say, when are you guys going to be fun again? And then after the
like,
last time we all hung out,
do you want
they're
me to
like,
walk back in?
Yeah.
Like,
no, they're like, wait, that we're wrong. Like, you guys are really actually maybe more fun like this. So huge compliment.
So I'm tired because my Aura sleep score said I was tired. I was afraid that when I first got it that it would control how I feel.
It does.
And
I feel like it bullies me a little bit.
I agree.
Like the alerts that I get that's like, oh, you need to get up and walk. And I'm like, okay, I've been driving though. Like, what do you want me to do?
Like, time to stretch your legs?
Don't tell me what to do.
I went to Texas Roadhouse this week for the first time. It was so good. Even just going to a Texas Roadhouse, everything is bigger in Texas. That's like the mentality.
It's probably good there isn't one out here then.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I remember telling people that I've never been, that like grew up not in SoCal, and they're like, what, you've never been? I'm like, Texas Roadhouse is not a thing in like Newport Beach, like Huntington Beach. You think? No, that would never.
Well, aren't the portions a lot bigger?
They are, but they're so good, and it's so cheap.
Really?
Yeah.
The bread, you posted the bread, and I thought that
was
looked
fire.
Pretty amazing. And the butter.
Yeah. It actually makes me think of this topic today because I remember I posted a picture of Pokey that I got in Dana Point on my story, and someone's like, oh, where's this from? And I was like, oh, actually the place just burnt down. And the topic being gatekeeping.
Gatekeeping. Why, you didn't want to tell them? Or
no, it was just a joke. I ended up telling them, but I'll see like memes and it'll be like, oh, actually this place, it's no longer in business. It was really close to my heart. And people are just like, what? Like, you could have just told me.
Yeah. Well, that happens all the time. If you're talking about just like social media posts, like how many times have you seen like a cute outfit on someone and you like start scrolling through like 9,000 comments and you're like, okay, so they're just not going to share. All right.
Dude,
all right.
That
I see it.
is crazy to me, especially on TikTok when you will see like a girl.
Yeah.
It's like a fit check. Literally, that is what people are commenting about is her outfit.
And she won't share.
And she'll like and engage with other comments. But the second people are like, oh my gosh, where are your pants from? No.
But why?
I don't know.
Because they're not getting paid to share it. Like, why wouldn't you just be like, oh yeah, it's from this place?
Do you think you would?
I have. And
no, but if like.
So I admittedly will not, and I've learned this behavior because I always say, I think you and I innately are oversharers.
Yeah.
To the point where I'm like, well, that was silly. Like, maybe I shouldn't have shared that. But
yeah,
I've always overshared. Oh my gosh. Like, yeah, let me tell you. And I've got friends that are like that with me too. Like we talked about Kelly, who's always like, girl, you got to do this.
So
and like, she
good.
sends the details, the links. She's like on it. Or Alicia's like that too. Like, here you go. Here's what I paid. Here's a coupon I just found online. Like, but I think there's a lot of people that aren't like that to where I go above and beyond and I'll like someone will wear an outfit like at like where we work out, and I'm like, oh my gosh, where'd you get that? And I will blow up their phone and be like, where'd you get this?
That drives me crazy.
Yeah. And I'm like, well, I don't know why you wouldn't want. I mean, it's
and
made
either
for
way,
retail.
I'm going to figure it out.
And I usually do.
And then it's always like, oh my gosh, I meant to tell you, or I meant to. I'm like, whatever,
Don't
you
worry.
did not want. Do you think and maybe this is a question for Kenny too, but do you think that gatekeeping is more common in girls than guys?
Yeah. I mean, I think overall it is, but then it also depends on what we're talking about. Because like I'm a comic, and there's a lot of that in comedy. But then that's just because people are trying to advance.
Yeah.
So basically, I mean, it could be guys when it comes. I think women do it in like multiple facets of their life.
Yeah.
Right. Like I'm not
Like
gonna
everything.
not want to tell somebody about like
where you got lunch.
yeah, exactly. But yeah.
Kenny's
I
like,
think
no, it's mine.
but any like job or career or somewhere where people are trying to like advance in
Yeah.
something, I
Makes
think it
sense.
happens.
Yeah.
Even with guys.
Yeah, I mean, I
that's
get
true.
that, but at the same time, even with what you do, isn't there like so many different varieties?
Yeah, but it's the mind. I mean, there's always like a scarcity mindset,
Yeah.
or people's mindset is like, if I want to do this
Mhm.
and I'm not doing it, but you're doing it, then you're taking my spot.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like that's just people's natural.
Like instinct.
Yeah.
yeah, I get that too. I mean, I don't know what it is. I think women in general do it for, I don't know if it's
Everything.
insecurity, a scarcity, but then at the same time, a lot of this stuff we always ask about, that's really not an issue.
Literally, it's like the smallest stuff. Kenny brought up a point too that I liked, was that like the people that are gatekeeping is because they don't have all of the knowledge on
Yeah.
whatever it is that they're gatekeeping. Because then I think about like a Kelly, and I'm like or Alicia, and they're so quick to share, and it's because they're both so smart and they have so much information about whatever it is they're talking about.
Well, and they're very much the like, okay, I'm going to tell you this. Let me know what you find out, and you can share that with me
Yes.
back. And that is how I believe it really works.
Yeah.
But I point them out because I feel like it is rare,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things. Like even with my work, like even when I started in real estate and asking people for help, like this is one of those industries. There's enough money out there for everyone. We all do
yeah.
it different. You know, you could have the same two people in the same area. They're going to do things completely different. And the truth is, even in our spheres of people, we respond to people differently. Like there's people that I see work with other agents that I would never, I'm like, you're by
You're
all
good.
means, like,
Yeah.
and the same goes probably with me and people I work with. But even when I started, and I remember asking for advice on certain things, and people were so tight-lipped. They're like, you can Google that. And I'm like, okay, so you're just not going to
Whatever.
share. Like, this is basic. I'm not asking for your breakdown. It's like a general question. Or I think there's an app for that. If you go into your Apple store and you put that in this, like, this is the way people would talk to me. And I'm like, I'm in my 40s. You can speak faster, first of all.
I hate that.
But it was just this idea of like, they didn't even want to share this knowledge that, and again, it's one of those where I feel like there's a lot of reciprocity involved. I share with you, you share with me. Like,
Yeah.
we can actually both grow from this situation.
Yeah. And I think it does come from intimidation, because I think people have this mindset that there's not enough success to go around.
Yeah.
Which is so false, because whether it's real estate or comedy or literally just shopping or where you're
Yeah.
going to get lunch, like there is an audience for everything.
Right.
And like your people are not necessarily my people. Like
That's
it
so
doesn't,
true.
however you wear an outfit is going to look different than how I wear. Like,
Yeah.
why is it such, and I know people joke like, oh, gatekeep, girl boss,
Yeah.
whatever. I'm like, no, it's
No.
so annoying, especially right now on social media. All of the gatekeeping with like peptides and Ozempic or
Oh.
whatever. I don't know why it bothers me as much as it does, because first of all, I'm like, do whatever you want to make you happy. It's like, I don't think
I
that's
support that.
destructive. I
Mhm.
think that is actually like beneficial for some people. But to be like, to go to the other extreme and be like,
I started eating only foods that start with G.
yeah,
Like you'll see
the
some
rainbow
crazy,
diet.
Yeah.
I hike 20 miles a day. I'm
Yeah.
like, No, that's not realistic.
No. And that part drives me crazy too, because that's something that's come up a lot in like people we know and just,
Yeah.
you know, a lot of people I've seen make improvements. Like, I'm not, everyone needs to have a traumatic life experience,
Yeah.
maybe like, you know, that will change me often. Like, you'll know when I've gone through something, but like at the same time, just share.
I agree.
And if, especially if it's something someone's not making money, like, understand if this is your business, okay, I will make that excuse and you stand to gain or
Sure.
earn in some way. But if it's something like, okay, this is not my business, this is what I did, why not just share it?
And it's like, if you're and everyone that's doing it who is clearly doing it, like there's one family I can think of whose mom has done it, the sisters have done it, like in Newport, and I'm like, own your truth. Like,
yeah.
you're all so happy. You act differently now. You're all nicer because you feel good about
'Cause you
yourself.
feel good.
Like, don't gatekeep something like that. Like, I would be on my soapbox. Like, best believe when I start peptide therapy, I'm gonna be like,
come on,
Yeah.
listen, welcome to my TED Talk.
but I don't know why that. And I know it shouldn't. It's not that it bothers me to where I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so annoying. But I'm just like,
It does
whatever.
bother
Especially
me.
if people have platforms and it's like body dysmorphia, and there's already so many issues that people have when it comes to the way that they look. Like,
Mhm.
if you have a platform and you're trying to sell this like false reality of how you look the way that you do, that's just, you're setting people up for like destruction. I don't know. You're
Well,
not.
I think being any kind of a girl's girl, like, we all have the
Yes.
same issues. We all have
Yeah.
the same insecurities. Different, we express those insecurities differently, or we act on them differently. But it's like, hey, why, if you could affect even the 5 women around you in
I
some
know.
way to
Yeah.
make them feel
Yeah.
better, guess what? You're going to be better friends. Your connections are going to be better. Why would you not want to impact that positively and just share some information?
I agree.
And something, like I said, as trivial as like where you got your coffee, or, hey, I just got this cute outfit, you would love this. And
I
it's
agree.
like, I don't know. I think a lot of it too, when I think about even influencers, I think if social media has taught us anything, is that there is literally an audience for everything.
Mhm.
I mean, everything. You could take the same 5, let's say, fitness influencers, and
Yeah.
their audiences are going to be completely different. Guess what? Their audiences probably all follow each other. So,
Yeah.
like, guess what? They probably found the other 4 off the one.
I
So
agree.
that is proof alone how beneficial that sharing can be.
Yeah.
Because it's like, guess what? Like, they found these other, oh, you collabed with this other person.
And
You're
even
going to
that,
share
it's
and post
like,
them.
At
Guess
the
what?
core, they're doing the same thing, like working out, posting about it, eating healthy, like
And they
at the
both
very
probably
basic level.
earn more by
yeah.
helping each other. And that's like on a bigger scale. But like, that's how I really feel it should be kind of exercised.
I know. No pun intended.
No pun
I know.
intended.
Well, we talked about Kelly, the Kelly in our life that is so open about sharing, and
Mhm.
she's like top girls girl.
Yeah.
She's just iconic for so many reasons. But you had another Kelly that you were close with when I was in middle school, who like now the other
Oh my gosh,
extreme.
the other extreme.
First of all, she would copy like everything my mom did, and I remember even at a younger age, I would clock it and be like, "Wait, this is
like-
not like, oh my gosh,
It
let's
was very-
match like best friend." No,
Yeah.
this is like
Single white female. Like, very, I'm going to make this reference because I know Kenny probably knows, but it was very much like that
Creepy.
disturbing.
it was creepy, and I remember because everything that you had, like down to the body lotion you were using, she would ask
that's
about
right.
it. And my mom would tell her because obviously you thought I think that you guys were closer than
And like, I was like, oh my God, I think it's a compliment.
I do too. And then my mom would ask her something and it'd be like, "Oh, I don't know."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Or
"Bro."
she'd show up wearing it and I'm like, oh my gosh, you got the top. And she's like, oh, this top, do you have this? And I'm like, what?
I literally sent you the link.
Yeah. And that went on with everything from like food ideas to dinner to
Everything.
like, oh my gosh, things we planned for our anniversary. Like, you name it, was very, very
It was
creepy.
crazy.
Like, the opposite.
I had a friend too in high school that I was close with that lived in the neighborhood directly across from us, who same thing, like, and I don't know, and it must just come from a place of not knowing that's what gatekeeping is. It's like extreme insecurity, but same thing. Like, you think you're friends with people and they'll want to copy you, and then the second you're like, oh my gosh, I want to do this, they're like, well, good luck.
I know.
Like,
And I learned this lesson later. It was Nick that said this, and he talked about opportunities and work, and he was just like, you are one of these people that I think would go really far, and you just haven't gotten the right opportunity.
yes.
And it reminded me of this because I said, even when I thought those opportunities presented themselves, it really depended on someone either letting me in or just, again, not gatekeeping a certain elements that would have really helped me. And he's like, that's so fucked up. I said, yeah, that's the part of girlhood that it isn't my favorite.
I agree.
By not my favorite, I think that sucks.
I agree.
Because I think I'm one of these. And then to have to, as an adult, find myself like withhold information because I'm like, no, you didn't.
I know. Doesn't that suck?
It does. Because that's
then
not who I am.
feel like I'm a bad person. But the truth is, you do not have to submit information to people who would not do the same to you. That's not gatekeeping. Like, but you can be
guarded.
A little, guarded. Because even the people that still do it in our lives now, I'm like, I'll try and be the bigger person. And you don't get anything for being the bigger person all the time.
I feel bad. It makes me feel
bad,
worse, actually.
So then I'll like, tell them whatever. And then it's this same song and dance all the time. And I'm like, oh my gosh, why do I keep setting myself up for failure like this? Like,
why do you think?
I don't know. Because I think I just feel bad, like guilty.
Yeah. Because at your core, that's not what you want to still share.
Yes.
Again, I've done this recently too. And then I was like, hey, could you just let me know? Okay, here's that information. And then will you please let me know, where is it you're going after this? Or give me some details on the rest of your trip or something. They're like, oh, wait, I don't have that. But thank you for your help. All right, bye.
I
and
know,
I'm like,
and you're like, okay.
I just did it again.
I think gatekeeping is rooted in selfishness.
And control.
Control, but more so just like greed and just like wanting to just keep whatever it is close to you. Like, but there's literally no gain.
Yeah, these aren't like state secrets we're keeping. So
we're not.
Nothing that or people who know are withholding is going to affect the global outcome of anything.
Can you think of a time where I mean, I know I have. I'm not saying like I
was
don't.
gatekeeping?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure. I know recently, actually, even with this fitness stuff, as I'm doing all my research, someone else was asking me about it. And I was like, gosh, I don't know. It's so overwhelming. And I just really was very passive about it, even though, for the record, my deep dive is out of control.
Oh, it's so insane.
I mean.
Yeah, but did you actively go like, I don't want this person to know this information and better themselves? Or did you like, I don't really feel like explaining this right now?
No, it was more just, it was this person that I'd asked several things of in the past, and they just were very tight-lipped about everything. So, like, not to say that every friendship or every exchange needs to be, like, I'm trying to make it sound, I'm making it sound transactional, but I feel like a positive relationship, both sides give, right?
Right.
Whether friendship, relationship. So if I know that I've always felt like I was giving a lot more, like at some point it's like you draw that boundary. It's like, well, I'm not going to just be the only one to keep giving here.
Yeah, I guess it's confusing and hard to understand when it doesn't like, these are all like very trivial things. Like there's nothing that like not
they are trivial.
Like nothing has mattered out of any of this.
No.
Like it would make sense to me if you're like gatekeeping in real estate, right? Like that makes like that's
or
what
like
that's
tax fraud, like
right. Like
but even in real estate, like it's one thing if I'm keeping my clients' information to myself, or let's say there's a property that's not on the market, like that's specific to some. But if someone says,
"Oh,
hey,
how do you market?" Or
like, oh, or how, what was the first thing you did when you were trying to learn to market yourself, or what was, taxes can be so confusing. What tools did you use to try and get organized? These are the questions I actually ask people.
right.
And they're like, oh, I can't share that with you. You should probably Google that. And I'm like,
right. So that's
I'm not asking about your return. Like, I don't want to know about your, like, I'm just.
Yeah, that's like actually more like I'm saying what you guys are saying is gatekeeping, but it's like there's no like there's nothing to it, because sometimes you have to, like, for instance, like I managed a comedy club for like 7 years, and so I am seen in that situation as the gatekeeper. Like people will say that all the time, like I'm a gatekeeper because I could just I'm able to give anybody like a spot. Like if somebody's looking for like a spot,
Yeah.
I could give it to any person. I could be like, right, you want to come just do a spot at the comedy club?
Yeah.
Like I can do that, and I don't let everybody
Right.
do it.
Yeah.
And so they're like, you're like, that's how they see it is. And they're like all these gatekeeping like bookers in comedy that don't book people. And there's different kinds of people. There's bookers who like only book people that are going to benefit them. So only either somebody who's famous that they know that will sell tickets, or somebody who's going to like book them on a show.
Added somewhere.
Right. And they're not like, that's more like there's bookers like that. For me, I had to make a decision on like, how am I going to, and there are very limited spots. This is true.
Yeah.
So I can book anyone, but I can't book everyone.
Yeah.
There are limited spots. So now I have to make a decision on like who's going to get these
Yeah.
spots. And so anybody that doesn't get them, I'm the gatekeeper, and I'm the reason that they don't have success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
That
it's like,
makes
that's,
sense.
so sometimes like in those situations, like there could be times in real estate where somebody comes to you and asks you something, but it's like, oh man, like you've been doing real estate for like 2 years and you're not really like ready for this or like a referral or something. And it's like, but technically you could just give it to them and let them go fail for themselves. But instead it's like, why my reputation? And and then you gatekeep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see both sides.
Yeah. I do too.
But
I
even
mean-
then, I think it's like you can't be attached to a result.
Right.
Like, help someone out because you want to help someone out, not because like, oh, I think at least with real estate, because in comedy it's different too. Because obviously whoever you book like represents you and like what you thought of them.
I
But
mean, that
think-
affects your
Right.
job performance literally, because they're like, Kenny, what did you do?
Yeah.
Like,
Right. But even if you say somebody like you want to, somebody, let's say I start doing real estate and in 1 year, I'm like, could you hook me up with like your broker, like who you work under? Like, I want to work where you work. It's like,
I would share that.
yeah, it's like, it just depends on but if there's people that I'm saying if you don't like actually believe in the person.
Oh, yeah.
Would you share
Yeah.
that? Would you share that to somebody who, I guess I'm a bad example because we've worked together. So you'd be like, based on your work, like what I know about you, I would do that. But I'm saying somebody who,
like
I'm saying somebody who wouldn't, somebody who you're like, ooh.
I get that. And but that I think is also specific to putting, like Riley mentioned, like my name on the line.
Right.
Versus just an exchange of information.
Right.
So I mean, either way, I mean, even if honestly,
there's degrees.
there's
to
degrees, I
gatekeeping.
guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think
I'm just saying all the
gatekeeping-
other stuff is just so low risk. It's just so,
Yeah.
it means it's like, it's,
I mean,
I guess to me, like until now, you guys saying this, like I don't even think, like I wouldn't even think to not tell like people. I mean,
Same.
even all the equipment that we're looking at right now, people.
Yeah.
There's all kinds of comedians that are like, oh, what do you use for this? What do you use for like? I'll teach them how to do that, or teach them how to edit, or something like that. I wouldn't think
And maybe it's a
To
female
not-
to
thing.
not
Yeah.
teach.
I think it's a
Because
female.
even you mentioned even the lights, like that is like something so trivial, and you're right, saying it out loud, it sounds pretty petty, but I remember do you remember I think it was the Stella ring light was one of the first ones. It was really popular and all the like girlies were buying it. And I remember even back when asking someone about it, and they were like, oh,
Does her name start with an M?
yeah.
I know.
And I remember asking her, and she was so like, oh, I don't know, I'll have to ask so and so. And I'm
But is this like an influencer that has like millions of followers?
no.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just makes no sense.
It
It's
makes
like,
no
makes no
sense. But
sense.
so, and it must be like, why would you be threatened? I just want a stupid light. Honestly, it's because you looked pretty in it, and I want to look pretty too.
Yeah.
But it was very, and I remember waiting till she left the room and like running behind and like looking behind it and taking a picture. And I was like, was it that hard?
right. Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, and it is. And people do get pretty, as silly as it is, why do they put so much effort into withholding? Because it is that silly.
And it takes more energy because instead of just being like, oh,
Oh,
it's
here.
and then you never think about it again, versus I feel like gatekeeping is a conscious act where you have to like, oh, every time they ask, you have to be like, oh, I don't.
It is a very conscious act. And I hate to say it's a male-female thing. I think with men also, it's like I think they
They
forget.
don't care.
And I think women are more intentional with that. And it's...
Yeah, I think, yeah,
lame.
for sure. Outside of, I mean, even without a consequence, even jujitsu, there could be like gatekeeping in jujitsu. Like this happened to me in the first gym that I was at. I was a blue belt. I was definitely like at a purple belt like level, but the instructor decided that it's like he wanted me to like win a bunch of tournaments at blue belt, but it's like that's not the only thing that goes into getting the next
Earning
belt.
it,
And I just like stayed a blue belt like an extra couple of years.
No way.
And then I ended up leaving there. and going to another gym. And
Like he was
later on.
threatened.
Yeah. And I mean, this guy would be like that overall. It was like something you could tell about his, a lot of people that train there and like left and stuff.
What would it, I mean, how did he benefit from doing that to you?
They don't.
He's trying to, this was in like 2011, 12, 13. So much has changed in jiu-jitsu now. Like back then you would barely see like a black belt. Like if you had the black belt that was teaching, if you were even, and sometimes people were opening schools and they were purple belts. So it goes like white, blue, purple, brown, black.
Wow.
So purple belt's pretty advanced already. And they would be opening, back then people would open schools at purple belt, at brown belt. And so if you had a black belt instructor, it's like you didn't come across black belts very often. This was before YouTube was huge, and they didn't. The philosophy was never put anything online.
Oh,
right.
Interesting.
So they tried to keep all of the information. They tried to gatekeep all the information, and that you have to like pay for privates, and you have to like. They're trying to make money off of it, and then the more black belts that you make, the more competition that you make, because then I could go open a school
and go teach.
If I'm a black belt,
or you could have stayed there and made him money.
Yeah, that's true too.
See,
Right.
I mean, there's
High
always
risk, high reward.
Right. But this was like at the early, like, this is like at the infancy of like a sport still. You know what I mean? Like it's still
becoming
really
more
like,
mainstream.
like imagine the early real estate agents, like when real estate was first, like,
Taking off like a career.
booming.
Yeah.
I mean, is that when you got into it?
No, actually, I got into it a lot later, but I can easily say, in the people that I've worked with, it's just even out of the agents within my office that I got close with, we would never even work. Like I said, they would probably even work the people I've worked with and vice versa. So it never really mattered in terms of competition.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's where even in that business specifically, I was just always really aware that I was like, we're actually always working together. We're never working. Even in a transaction, I've realized that. Like I learned early on to tell like someone on the other side of a transaction, to be clear, we have the same goal in mind. We want to finish this up. We both want to make money. So fighting me the whole way is not going to benefit.
But is that how real estate is? That how a typical real estate? Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Nope.
Like you.
But when I did say that, I did get. I got a very like aha kind of reaction, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, you're right." And I said, "What is fighting me to the point that you win and we lose? Then guess what? Nobody wins."
Yeah.
And even in my last one, she's like, "Gosh, I've never said that." She's like, "I've been in this business like 25 years," and she goes, "That's probably the best thing I've heard." And I said, "It's true. We all want to make money here, and they want a house. They want to sell a house, and they want to buy one. We're actually all trying to work toward the same goal."
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I kind of love that. And so, I mean, that's just my take on it, but it's just kind of interesting. Again, like the withholding and the secrecy, and even going through it, like I'm not going to tell you this. And I'm like, okay, well, makes no sense. We can do this together and accomplish a lot more, but.
Right. I think it's like, but again, once you bring money into it, I think gatekeeping goes up through the roof, but.
It does.
I think guys are different because guys will be like, "What? I started smoking meat on a Traeger," and then you want to tell your friend, like, "Dude,
wait, are we talking meat?
Get it. Yeah, meat today.
Okay, meat.
Like you got to get a Traeger. Like you know what I mean? Like guys will be like, "You have to get this."
Oh
thing.
yeah. So true.
Not
sharing rib recipes.
But also, you could just tell people, like, when somebody does that, you could just be like, "What are you doing?"
Just call them out.
Just say, like, "Why are you? Are you not gonna?"
Are you gatekeeping?
Yeah, I think I want to start doing that a lot more.
Yeah, normalize that.
Normalize, like, is there some reason you're withholding this amazing? I'll be complimentary. Just direct.
Yes.
Is there some reason you're withholding?
I should do that. Why have I not thought of that?
Yeah. I'm just a firm believer that it just is so much more beneficial in sharing.
To everyone involved.
Everyone involved.
It's ridiculous. So normalize calling people out for gatekeeping.
Yes. I could talk about this forever.
I could talk about it forever. I think it's
help each other.
Yeah,
help each other grow.
And if you have people in your life that literally cannot stop gatekeeping to the point of where you're like, wait, is this really my friend? If you have to question it, chances are they're probably not your friend.
And find your people that will.
I know. Find your Kellys and your Alicias.
And your Billy. Billy's one of those too.
Yeah, very much so.
He's like sending the chat version, the Google version. He's sending them all. So
anyways, thank you guys so much for listening to the I Didn't Post podcast. I'm Riley.
I'm Anna.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Bye.